what's awesome about this game? No, I'm asking. Do you know what's awesome about this game? Because I've yet to find anything in Trollz Hair Affair. Of course, even calling this a game feels a little weird. I mean, it is. It's a cartridge you put in your Game Boy Advance. It is a game, technically. What it also is 5 minigames, like total, none of which takes more than 2 or 3 minutes to play, and each of which repeats itself over and over in the guise of a story mode. Calling this a story also feels weird. Speaking of weird, you play as a group of trolls, and not the treasure trolls we grew up with, and not trolls like scary beasts that live under bridges. No, these are trolls with a Z. What's the difference? You mean besides poor spelling? Oh, these trolls wear belly shirts. They also spend most of their time fixing their hair. Awesome product for little girls. Sexually suggestive, appearance-obsessed trolls. With more songs in their iPods than brains in their heads. In fact, one of the bigwigs behind the show once described Trollz as a combination of Winnie the Pooh, Friends, and Sex and the City. I mean, that was the sales pitch. Sex in the City for 9-year-old girls. And that guy was in charge. Now, of course, if I'm being honest, I can't really feign moral outrage here. I'm not one of those people. Those people are assholes most of the time. Besides, I don't even care. What bothers me about Trollz is that it's a bad freaking game. I mean, there are 5 minigames in this entire thing. 5. You might be thinking, hey, given the number of minigames and the utterly vapid life of the trolls, how are you gonna get a story mode out of this? Newsflash, you don't. What you get is 5 minigames divided by cutscenes about tangled hair and cute boys, and how riding a scooter and dancing in your bedroom constitutes a busy schedule. Seriously, if the aliens wanted to abduct every tween girl in America, all they'd have to do is drop copies of Trollz Hair Affair from the mothership, and everyone would be like, yeah, go ahead, we're probably better off without the little shit. So what about the minigames? Well, what about them? Hey, they're all rip-offs of other better games. None of them do it very well. One troll's always riding her hover scooter. This plays like every side-scrolling shooter ever, but after you snap them in half. Another troll likes cards or something, so memory game. This one likes dancing, so Dance Dance Trollvolution. And this one, she has knots in her hair, so somehow she magically shrinks down to this microscopic size and then climbs into her own hair and untangles the strands by hand. The utter disregard toward logic here is actually kind of impressive. Hey, you know what's less impressive? Presentation, graphics, sound, blah. I guess on a positive note, it's not like the game plays bad, it plays adequately. There's actually a few power-ups that you can use across all the minigames. Problem is, there's 5 minigames. They're so short and shallow, they get stale really quick. An open bag of bread lasts longer. On the surface of the sun. I think if there were more minigames with more depth, maybe more trolls with more clothing, maybe this game wouldn't make me as uncomfortable as it did. And I hate being uncomfortable, you guys. Look, my whole life is about comfort. Their lives are about text messages, which is something I also hate. Don't ever text me, is my point. And don't ever ask me to play Trollz Hair Affair for the Game Boy Advance. Even if I were a tween-age girl, I'd tell you to f*** off. Then I'd text my friends about it, apparently.